Hello there, everyone. Okay, so I'm moving away from the season cards, at least for now, and I want to go back to not where we started, but not far off it. We're going to have a look at Lin Lie Iron Fist. We looked at the card as part of the Archangel deck a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if you could tell, but I really found the card quite fun. So I wanted to try and see what decks are out there that take advantage of Lin Lie. So if you're interested, let's have a look. Okay, so there's definitely a few cards we've covered this season in this deck. I do want to just give credit, by the way, as far as I saw this on Untapped. I haven't altered it. So this isn't like a full creation of mine, but I was trying to cook things, not necessarily in this vein. I was trying to go for something more move related. I felt like I lent too heavily into it. So that's why I ended up net decking a little bit just to try and get some inspiration. And I've had a couple of games with this and it does seem quite good. So let's break it down. We've got Moira X, a 1-2 stat line. When destroyed, get a copy of your opening and. Now, this is quite useful when essentially we've got maybe a few destroyers in hand and we need to bring them back essentially, so we've got another way of playing them again. Also, the target cards well, we'll talk about the target cards later, but when we're essentially play them out and they've been destroyed, Moira is a good way of bringing them back potentially. Next up, we've got Nico Minoru, a 1-2 stat line. After you play your next card, cast a spell, and honestly, she's quite good with most of these. I mean, we've got Nico for the demon. It's sometimes okay. I wouldn't choose it as my first one, but it's still good. Destroy, obviously, we're playing destroy cards, so that's quite nice. The move one is good with Lin Lie if we can position it nicely. We've got the plus power again. Lin Lie would like that, but there are a few other cards like Daken that would like it. Location changes are always handy, so we're not complaining about that. Adding a card again, we've got Moira X for a similar purpose. Multipliers are great. So yeah, Nico's just versatile and fantastic in decks like this. Then we got Blade. On reveal, a 1-3 stat line. Discard the rightmost card from your hand. That works brilliant with Daken, so we'll see that in action a few times, I suspect. Then we got Wild Child. A 2-1 stat line. Ongoing ability, +4 power if you've discarded a card, +4 power if one of your cards has been destroyed. So it can quite easily get to a 2-9 in this deck. Then we've got Carnage, a 2-2 stat line. Destroy your other cards here, +2 power for each destroyed. We've got the star of the show, Lin Lie. 2-3 stat line. On reveal, add the Sword of Fu Shi to another location. And the Sword of Fu Shi, as a 2-2 stat line, ongoing. If Lin Lie Iron Fist is here, he has +8 power. I can't help but think to myself, would it be a bad thing if they altered the text to say if Iron Fist is here? That way OG Iron Fist gets like a slight buff. Maybe I'm just overcooking there. Then we've got Marrow, 2-3 stat line. When discarded or destroyed, randomly split -7 power among enemy cards. I've just had a thought that there are a lot of -7 abilities in the game. I'll say a lot, there's more than one. So I wonder why they go for -7. Alright, that's another question for another time. We got Gambit, a 3-3 stat line. On reveal, discard a card from your hand to destroy a random enemy card. So worth remembering, if we haven't got a card in hand, we will not be able to trigger this. Makkari, a 3-3, end of turn, runs from your hand to a random location if possible. Makkari is essentially just a body to be on the board to destroy. Plus, if you're able to bring her back to your hand, she will run back to the board. So it's quite a nice little loop you can create. We've got Venom, 3-3 stat line. On reveal, destroy your other cards here, add their power to this card. We got Daken, a 3-4 stat line. On reveal, add the Muramasa Shard to your hand, and the Muramasa Shard, a 1-1 stat line. When this is discarded or destroyed, double Daken's power. And then finally, Morgan Le Fay, a 3-4 stat line. On reveal, return all discarded and destroyed cards to hand with +3 power. So, I feel like there's quite a bit going on there. We've got targets in the deck. So, for instance, we've got Lin Lie, Marrow, Daken, Makkari, all things that we want to either destroy or have returned to our hand to, after destroying, essentially. A few of them are benefiting from both destruction and discard. So, Makkari, it doesn't really matter if we destroy it or discard it. Similarly with Marrow, even Daken to a degree. If you were able to Daken, get the Muramasa discarded or destroyed, and then destroy Daken, then revive with Morgan or somehow, I've got a caveat with somehow there, you could still then reprot Daken. So there's quite a way of building him up there. So yeah, quite a few synergies here I like. Is it maybe a bit of cope? Maybe? I mean, after my recent record, I am a little bit worried here that I'm going to go on a 2-8 run again. But we are going to give this a go. So, let me know in the comments right now, folks. Tell me what you think my 10-game run is going to result in. Anything north of 50%, I will be very happy for your faith in me. Alright, let's go. Okay, Rose Tease Love. Interesting name. What have we got? We have got Moira and Blade. We don't discard Moira, so let's play her. I always think it's worth just checking Moira before you play it. We get Daken, Morgan, and Moira herself. So it's quite a good game, Morgan, because it does mean we could afford to play her early. Odin. That's interesting. You know what? Let's do this. Kind of like the idea of getting rid of Odin and bringing it back. Plus we get Blade, which we can use with Daken. Okay, not what I was hoping for. I think we're just Morgan now. Ooh, they get my Carnage, which is kind of nice because it means they're only getting one Hulk. At this point, I'm going to do Daken and Blade. Actually, we'll do Blade right. And then we can do Venom, Wild Child. Okay, they're going to destroy something for me. That is Marrow. Ooh, that was a bit of a whiff for him. And they're going to banish my Lin Lie. Okay, a bit of a shame considering he's the star of the show. Yeah, I'm quite happy at this. To probably retreat. I'm just thinking what Moira gives us again. It was, I know Moira was one. Was it Nico and... Actually, I can't remember. It's been that long since we played it, I forgot. Morgan, Daken, Moira. Okay. Okay. Not the biggest sad face. Let's just go for a relatively simple 1-2. We might hit the Muramasa Shard, we might hit Morgan or Odin, but Gambit will hit something of theirs. So this feels fairly safe. There's two cards, I was going to say there's 2 cards over 10, so they can't Shang-Chi both lanes. Yeah, I'm calling that a good success. Especially with it being a mill deck. Okay, I'm just keeping track of my games. I had played 3 games of this before I started recording. So, just keeping it up here for when we need to remember that. Okay, so Makkari. Hopefully that's not bar with no name. I don't like Icebox. Let's Lin Lie. Yeah, bar with no name would suck. There's no 2 ways around that. Subterranea is not much better. I mean, we can at least do this, which gives us a bigger carnage. The risk with this deck now is that they will have a null most likely, so they will have the bigger output. We destroyed a rock, as well as Lin Lie and Makkari. I actually think that's still worth bringing back, though. Let's just do that for now. Because Makkari will land somewhere.
Enough said, bub.
That's okay. It's not where I wanted it, but it's okay. Sadly, we don't have a way of bringing back another Lin Lie, so if we play it, we're playing it. Let's do Lin Lie. And let's do Wild Child. And we'll play the rock over there. Slightly wary of a Killmonger.
Enough said, bub.
We haven't discarded yet, so that's another little awkward thing. Let's try that. It's hard to know where they would put a null, unless there's Zola in. They could do Zola Venom. If that's the case, I might be able to catch it up because it's 20 mid. No, it doesn't look like they're doing that. Shang-Chi,
must be controlled.
Hulkbuster. Surely that's nothing good mid. Rock. Okay. 2 power wins it on the left. We're pretty far ahead on the right. I like the fact that Lin Lie was that big that they felt it was the best Shang target. I mean, granted, it was the only Shang target. But, yeah, I don't know what their hand was, but it's hard to think that was their best play, just as far as... Again, I've got Zola or Null in my head. I can only assume they didn't have either of them. So, yeah. I feel like we did well there. Hugh 6-0. We're not blading on tempo, so we will marrow on tempo, I guess. It would be kind of nice if I could get a destroyer to destroy marrow. Might be a bit of a naive play, that. Yeah, they've gone for it. Oh, saying that. Still isn't enough to win, but I wasn't expecting a goblin. Okay. We can work with this. Let's just destroy for... Actually, do we want to destroy now? Probably not. We can probably want to Gambit, in all honesty. Because we're going to need to cover 2 lanes for Galactus. Okay, that's fine. We can go 1, 2. Hopefully that'll damage Wolverine a bit. A little bit. Celine hits the Mirror Master Shard, that's fine. Still a very chunky Venom, that. We don't even consider winning right. We've got enough power to prevent Galactus, so really all I want to do is shore up one of the lanes. Maybe it's null? Yeah. Couldn't really do much there. Yeah, by that point they'd obviously built up enough. I'd been contributing with my destructions. It's a shame I didn't do the Carnage play I was thinking about, because with reality, I'd been destroying a -3, which would then have caused the null to go down a little bit. Yeah, I could have impacted null that way, which is a little bit frustrating because it was only 5 power in it and we could have destroyed -3. Yeah. Teeny weeny bit frustrating, that one, because I think that one was in reach, if not obvious. Dr. Doom. Okay, so we're going to get Venom and Carnage back if we destroy Moira. That's actually kind of nice. It's nice to be able to repeat that effect, you know? You had to go and do that, didn't you? I mean, it's not the worst thing, but still, it's kind of irritating. Now, ideal play, Makkari goes left, and then we can Venom the whole lane. Okay. Ooh, that's a bit of a shame. We're going to get a Venom back, so I don't mind doing that. Okay, so this is a little bit finicky because I don't really know what I'm going to hit, but I like the idea of trying to hit this Iska. Oh, that's a very good hit regardless.
Clear for takeoff.
Alright, Morgan came a little bit late in that regard, but a bit of me feels like I need to play it. On the flip side, go big or go home. Okay, interesting from their side. Wild Child. It's not a lot, but maybe it's enough. Alright, now that's a bummer. You know, it's strange. I mean, I'll give him a fist bump for that. I feel like Juggernaut had slipped out of the meta a little bit, and he's found his way back. I've had a couple of experiences with him the last couple of days, and it's as if people are going, right, what is a good disruptive play? Yeah, I might have to think about putting him in a few of my own decks, because that, even now, is still a game. Well, we've just seen it is a game winner. So, yeah, very irritating. Camming. Chronosphere, we're going to get Morgan or Daken? Or Venom? That's actually not too bad. I don't mind that. So Moira could give us a Marrow, which is cool. Let me just double Never mind. I was going to say double check it, but I'm fairly certain we wouldn't get the Venom because that was Chronosphere, so not the opening hand. We'll Marrow now. That blows a bit. Oh, you beauty. Could I get Nico? Or Blade? That'll do. Let's just give that Master Mold a very negative experience. Okay, I don't think they wanted the negative 7. Alright, let's move on. Also, funny how the Venom animation just stops midway. Alright, Muir Island. Let's Moira. We're going to get Daken and Morgan. Right, a little bit of a shame Makkari didn't go left. World Forge, wow. We're up against Ms. Marvel, by the way. Very nice portrait. Rickety Bridge. Not against it being here, but not particularly asking for it either. Ooh, okay. They're playing a Destroy deck. Let's play Daken left, because they're going to play a card there. We accept our draw loss. That's fine. You see, I would feel really bad if Morgan got hit by a Gambit, but I feel I need to take the chance. So let's do that. It's a 2 out of 3 chance. That's good. Iska. Interesting choice. We get extra energy to boot. So, how I see it, we do 1, 2, 3. It's not great as far as some of the things that we could be doing, but I actually just like the idea of getting those 2 cards back in my hand.
Wakanda forever.
What a weird deck this is, though. I mean, Bucky Barnes, Carnage, Iska, Black Panther. I mean, what the heck are they cooking? Let's do that.
We are Venom.
Oh, I love it.
Victory.
That is beautiful. I don't even know what that deck is meant to be with Iska. And it's as if they were like, okay, we kind of want to destroy, but we also kind of want to do like Wong Black Panther Zola shenanigans without the Wong. It's like, okay. Have a rook. Okay. Moira will give us Daken, Carnage, and a Salve. Let's do it. This is why I like Carnage in these decks, because he just slots in so easily in the sense of, right, you can play me when you want and I'll get as much power as you sort of allow me. Very good for tempo. Well, Lin Lie. I feel like Lin Lie makes sense in that choice between Marrow and Lin Lie for the simple fact, if it was just Marrow, it makes sense to play Marrow, but because Marrow could be discarded, it makes sense to keep her in the hand. Let's play Daken. I don't know where Makkari will go, but for now I'm okay with it. We'll do that. Give them an idea of what's coming. Okay, Wild Child. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Ooh. Okay, if that's the way you want to play it. All right. Let's Gambit. And let's Venom. I think this should be right. Okay. I mean, that's a surfer deck, obviously, but I think they were missing a few key components. I mean, surfer, storm, whatever they might have been cooking around it. Yeah, I will take that win. See mosh pit. We can't play a card, so let's just see where Makkari goes. We're up against default of the year. Okay, Makkari hops right. Savage Lands wouldn't be my preferred choice here. We can Lin Lie. It's kind of tempting to destroy that lane and get the Sword of Fushid in my hand. Yeah, we'll do Daken for now. Okay, so Viv will move. Not particularly the way I want to play this, but I think we will do it like this. Okay, so it did rebuff Viv, but not by a lot. Not a lot going on here. I think we just Gambit and Gamba. We've missed a few good cards like Carnage and Venom. Well, good destroy cards, I should clarify. That probably helped him more than anything. Wow. Not what I was expecting. Alright, I'll give them the due. They're cooking. The downside is, I've got no way of really winning this now. I mean... yeah, I genuinely can't see a way of winning. That was a good turn 5. I mean... I actually have no idea what they're building. I can only assume it is a dump deck, but...
Escaped.
It's very odd to see. I mean, let me just give him a fist bump. Let me just flag something up as that. So I was looking through my comments for some of my recent videos, and the preview video for Storm, I saw this from Moises Gonzalez. Just reads for just to speed it along for you. Honestly, I think this card would work well in a hand dump deck or in a zoo, because you have a lot of cards that can take advantage of the effect. And like I say, it wasn't something I was planning to do today, but it is something that I think is worth keeping in mind. And I get the feeling that might be what they were cooking, because if we just go back to the board a minute, we can see the Moira there. They've obviously got Storm in play. I said Moira, sorry, I meant the Vision. it does have that feeling that they were going, right, we've got things that want to be discarded. You've got X-23, you've got Swarm, obviously Proxima came down, and then they've got discarders like Silver Samurai, MODOK. So yeah, I think there was something they were trying to cook in that vein. But I don't know myself. I'm not sure that is the way I would have gone for it. But I think it's interesting that that comment was in my comments last night, and we're now seeing this. So yeah, I think there was a good call there. I think Moises, I think someone heard you. Okay, we're up against Lucien. I like a double Nico. We could just straight up carnage the Nico, but it'd be nice if we could get Lin Lie, Marrow, just anything that would buff the carnage a bit more. I wouldn't particularly want Moira at this point, because tempo-wise we'd be a little off. Wild Child is okay. We'll play it mid. Okay, I'm Patriot. I'm not proud of this play, but we're going to go for it. That's fine. Okay, Human Torch is interesting. I mean, that's useless. Let's just play Lin Lie and Marrow down. Lin Lie going mid would be a little bit awkward, but we could still scale a touch. Nope, it went right. That's very nice. They went really heavy with the Iska. This is perfect. Almost perfect. Perfect would be that we could still play Lin Lie in the Fushi lane, but for now that'll do. Okay, Blade, Nico, Lin Lie and Marrow. Bit of a bummer that. We hit Iska, which has affected how much it can scale. We've also got Marrow in hand, which we should be able to discard. Trouble is getting it out. I feel like we need to do Moira just to get it out. Yeah, not particularly a fan of that. I think I've got to go with Nico, even though I don't particularly like the tempo of it. That's fine. Okay, I think Marrow did a lot of work there.
Victory.
I feel like Marrow was able to keep Iska down. I'm just thinking it was I'm Patriot they played, so that's why we've got a Devil Dino. I don't really know what was happening with the rest of the hand, though, because they played Werewolf, Cannonball, and Iska. So did they just not have a decent enough play besides them? I don't know, that felt like a very weak turn 6. But yeah, maybe they were expecting Iska to be alright. Okay, now this is quite tasty. Can I snap early? Please don't retreat, Nut. Please don't retreat. I'm being greedy. Thank you. Thank you for not retreating. You might still have the nuts against me. Okay. Let's Moira. And I don't particularly want a Blade, so let's just Moira. I'm going to say the effect from Nico should trigger before Danger Room gets to question it. A little bit of a shame Makkari couldn't have gone out sooner. Okay, we can do Nico Carnage. I'm very wary that I've got a lot in my hand, but not really a lot to do with it. Kid Omega's destroying OG Storm. I mean, you took it away from me, but I want to look at that variant. Can I still look at that? I can get here, can't I? Wowzer. That's a nice Storm variant. Very nice. Anyway, just getting away from variants. Let's play Wild Chat, because I want some scaling power there. And we will just Moira there for now. Filling a hand again. A lot of Blade. Okay. I'm going a bit overboard with the Moiras, but I'm struggling to I'm struggling to play everything. There we go, that propped Wild Child again. Oh, okay. I mean, I'll take that. Bit of a shame to lose the Gambit. Not particularly happy about that. I'm asking for trouble here, aren't I? I've just realised I forgot that we'd already moved with Blade, so yeah, that was just bad. Oh. I mean, I've got to give him a Deadpool thingy face, because that was like... I really don't know what their game plan is there. I mean... You know, I've had two of these kind of games today where I've thought, is this a bot? But I'm in Infinite, so I shouldn't be getting bots. But just looking at that deck, you've got Chavez Iceman, and then you've got Kid Omega Fastball Special with Storm Marvel Boy and Killmonger. I mean, it's either a bot or someone booster farming. Surely. Like, as a deck, it doesn't make any sense. It's just a bunch of random cards, arguably. I mean, Goliath is one power there. He's doing nothing. So, and you think the Fastball Special are Warlock, an Adam Warlock. So yeah, I have to surmise that this is just a booster farm, because that did not make any sense. But I will take my win, even though I don't blame anyone for not really counting it. Okay, so final stats. I did say I'd already played 3 games to begin with. Those 3 games were all wins. So effectively, this is a 7-3, so 70% win rate. I'm very happy with that. I mean, you look at these stats across 13 games. 76% win rate, 12 net cubes. Granted, there was a very fishy game at the end there, but I would say this has got a bit of potential to it. Maybe not like meta defining. I don't want to, you know, push it out that much, but I think this may be just a bit of a a line here that maybe people haven't seen for a bit. I think Wild Child and Marrow are the big kahunas in the deck. They're the ones that will really tick things over in terms of you got the Wild Child that's benefiting from both Discard Destroy. You've got Marrow that is enabled by Discard Destroy. And then you've got things like Lin Lie and Makkari that are just nice targets. Gambit is obviously always a nasty thing to play against. If I'm going to be honest, I would like Gambit to get reworked a little bit. I'll say reworked, nerfed a little bit, I should say. That was the right word, sorry. But yeah, just a few things in there that I think is really fun. We had a bit of a messy game or two with Moira, so there's potential for Moira to come out for something, but I don't really know what, because you wouldn't want something like too specific, like say a Frigga, because that would be a bit too high cost. But just imagine you got Moira and a Lin Lie in your opening hand. Well, say you just got Lin Lie and a Moira opening hand. That would be quite fun to be able to play one Lin Lie down, destroy the Moira, and get another Lin Lie that you can play down on the Sword of Fuji. Loads of potential in those kind of lines. So, yeah. Let me know what you think, folks. I had a load of fun playing this. Granted, I feel like when I'm winning, I get a little bit more of a kick out of it. But I came into this really worried because I was like, I've had a few iffy decks that I've, even if they're not my own, I've had a few iffy decks that I've been piloting. So, yeah, I've got to say, whoever came up with this on Untapped, and I've just taken the net deck, I appreciate it because it was a load of fun. I would recommend it. Also, why did I call this Lin Lie Descard? You can't see it, but yeah, it's apparently we are playing Lin Lie Disc. Well, I've deliberately called it Descard, but yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling. So, folks, do you think this might give you a little bit of a room for thought in terms of Lin Lie? I mean, this is just one play line. I didn't actually cite the source for my original desire to play more of Lin Lie this week. It was Cougar. I had a tweet, or a pair of tweets with him, and just the realisation that Lin Lie can fit into so many different archetypes. I wanted to try and find one that I was comfortable with, which I feel like we settled on here. But as the original tweet stated, you've got Ongoing, you've got Move, you've got Victoria Hand, and then you've got something like this with Morgan. I think there's a lot of potential for Lin Lie, and I think like as a player base, we have slept on him very, very drastically. So if you've got the card, I suggest go and have a little play around with it, because I bet there is something you will enjoy with it. With that said, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit the like button as always. Subscribe to the channel as always if you haven't already. And until next time, have a good rest of your day. Goodbye for now.